Guys, welcome back to Quick Notes with Chris on. Today we're going to be continuing our series of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Today is talking about law number 10, the law of connection. So, a question that you should definitely ask yourself if you are running a business, if you have an organization, or you're leading a team is, how deep is the connection you have with your employees, workers, or essentially organization? If your answer is not a lot, then chances are you're definitely lacking in terms of your potential, and why you should focus on utilizing the law of connection to boost your statistics, boost your stats, generally make yourself a more efficient leader and put yourself in a better financial position. Now, leaders always touch a heart before they ask for a hand. It basically means no one cares what you have to say until they first know that you care. So logic will only take you so far whenever it comes to your organization. People only care so much about the numbers, and it's arguably maybe only 10 to 20% when it comes to motivating the people that you work with. What really gets people to do stuff, especially over a long period of time, and inspire them is emotion. So you have to tap into the emotions of your employees in order to first inspire them. Our passion will drive home a connection to our people, not the commitment to statistics. That's what the book says. It essentially means that understanding what it is that you need to do versus connecting hearts and emotions with your people first is going to have a drastic outcome on your potential results. So if you actually look towards connecting with your people before it looks towards achieving your task, then and only then will you have an organization that's willing to get behind your goal, your vision, or whatever it is that you're looking towards accomplish. Second to them, just basically understanding that they're another person in a cog of a machine. So, what are the 8 steps towards understanding and having an active connection with your people? Well, the first one is connect with yourself. Now, this one's a little bit vague. I would basically mean understanding what your vision is. If you can first understand your goal, then you can understand what it is that you're looking towards, inspire, and motivate. Understand what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you're looking to achieve. Then and only then can you look towards getting people behind your vision. See, the book talks about another aspect where people will basically get behind the leader if they agree with the leader first, and then the vision will come second. So, understanding that you are a person who is looking towards achieving their vision, and then basically being a character, a leader, and a person worthwhile following comes first above the second one. The next one is communicate with openness. Now, understand that trust is a bridge. Trust is something that needs to have a both one-sided, can't be a one-sided street. It needs to be a two-way road. So, making sure that you actually communicate with a level of openness, informing your people, not necessarily about how you feel, but exactly about what it is that you're trying to accomplish, will drastically help develop a level of connection between you and your people. For example, if there's certain aspects or events that are coming up that you might be beneficial towards letting your team be notified, then they'll definitely respect you more because you've basically given them the heads up on a potential, not necessarily disaster, but event that is coming up. If you demonstrate trust first, then definitely trust will follow. That's the only way that it's possible. The next one is know your audience. So this one comes back towards the law of magnetism. Understand the type of people that you're talking to. Now, the only way that you're going to do this is by first not only looking at them, but understanding and reading the book on the inside. If you've ever heard the saying, you can't judge a book on your cover, but you can't judge a book by its cover, although that might be true, there are definitely assumptions that you can make. But the best way to do it is by talking to your organization, especially the leaders within it and the influential people itself. Then and only then can you understand what will motivate them and what it is that you're looking towards setting to achieve. The next one is live your message. If you're looking and you're talking about philanthropy, but you don't live it yourself, then you're just a person who's essentially a rotten apple. You want to make sure that the vision, goals, and values, morals that you believe are also projected not only to your audience, but also from within. Don't talk about things that you don't necessarily believe in. Be authentic. When you're authentic, it doesn't need you to be able to lie. You can be honest with your people, honest with yourself, and therefore there can be no mistranslation between the words that you're saying and the beliefs that you hold. The next one is meet them where you are. That basically means understanding their circumstances and understanding your own, and don't expect too much of what it is that you're looking towards accomplish. Make sure that you ask people to do the task that's within their caliber and understand where they're at as well as where you are, your circumstances, where you are, your vision, your goals, and your beliefs. The next one is focused on them. If you've ever heard the saying that everyone's favorite radio station is WIIFM, what's in it for them? So, you need to understand what it is that they're looking towards accomplish, what they're looking towards achieve. If you can understand what it is that they have, then you can definitely put it in front of them, making sure that they're constantly motivated towards achieving that. And that obviously comes back to the previous steps, essentially understanding your people. If you can understand your people, you can understand what motivates them. Focus on them first, making sure that they achieve that they're looking towards achieving. Then and only then will they look towards helping you out first. Next thing is belief in them. This one can also talk about building confidence. Nobody likes the people who take away their confidence. In fact, there might be a few people who are negatively motivated, but the chances are 95% of people care about the positive reinforcement. So, for example, if you have an individual who's lacking in results, he might be slightly under, or she might be slightly under, necessarily scolding them might always be the answer. If you can first build belief, then you can build action and build on it from there. Most people are just looking for recognition for their previous results, or looking for that kick in the bum to make sure that they're actually looking towards continuously working within a positive attitude. So many bosses and so many leaders and so many management people just look towards scolding the solution versus first initially believing in them. Then and only then, if you've ever looked in towards the Pygmalion effect, will they look towards performing. That's the majority of cases with the majority of people. So if you can first initially believe in them, then you can expect them to believe in themselves. The next one is finally offer direction and hope. There are two ways whenever it comes to motivating your people: hope and fear. Hope, generally speaking, 80% of the time, is a lot more better way in terms of motivating people. So many people look towards working in the hopes of getting a paycheck. The chances are that that's exactly why they're working there. So if you look towards always giving them hope and direction, then you can always expect them to perform. For example, if a person necessarily has hope but he lacks direction, this person will have no idea where it is to direct this motivation that he has. So it's very important as a leader to always strive towards informing them on the direction that they need to be heading, on the direction that they need to be working in order to make sure that they're actually hitting their goals, whether it's moving up within the company, making more money, looking towards even maybe leaving the company and starting their own business. If you look towards understanding what it is that motivates them, give them direction, path in order towards achieving it, then they will continuously work within an effort that coincides with your results and looking towards achieving. So, understanding and implementing these 8 steps: connect with yourself, communicate with others, know your audience, live your message, meet them where you are, focus on them, believe in them, and offer direction and hope, then you'll be inclined to be mastering the law of connection, putting your business in a better position. The law of the connection also naturally becomes better if you understand the law of magnetism. So, first of all, you always attract the people that you genuinely are. So it's better to be able to connect with people who have similar interests. Now, knowing this, you can understand that basically certain people might be easy to connect with than others. You don't want to fall in the trap of basically neglecting the people that you don't necessarily connect with, because then all that will happen is a level of jealousy will occur within the organization. I've seen it happen. It occurs so many times. People naturally, if you've ever seen it in the workplace, pick favorites with the people they work with. And that's understandable and that makes sense. But for a leader to pick favorites openly, all that ends up happening is a level of ostracization from the other people. Ostracization means a feeling of left out. And these people will naturally be inclined, depending on their personality, about 80% of the time, not wanting to be there, looking towards achieving a job. So many polls and so many statistics say that most people aren't looking for necessarily a pay rise, but more so recognition for their work. If you're only giving it to the people that you connect with naturally, utilizing the law of magnetism, then of course you're going to rub the rest of the employees the wrong way. And the majority of your workforce, or at the very least a large portion, will always feel disheartened and not necessarily recognized. So don't fall in the trap of the law of magnetism with the law of connection. Understand that you want to connect with everyone at least to a decent standard. Have standards for yourself. Have levels for yourself. That you need to make sure that you set aside certain time periods to make sure that you connect with, at the very least, the leaders of your current organization. A big part of the law of connection is knowing yourself. This will be, if you do it well enough, will understand what it is that you're looking to naturally occur and naturally connect with. Then and only then can you understand the parts of yourself that you're lacking with to make sure that you always are connecting with the opposite side of the spectrum. Finally, your ability to lead people and your goals when it comes to your organization is directly led to whether or not they believe in you. And part of that comes with the law of connection. If they don't believe that you first care about them, they don't care about anything that you have to say. So the first thing that I can talk to you guys about is understanding what your morals, beliefs, direction, vision are. If you're a leader and you're not sound on your own personal direction, how do you expect anyone else to be? If you live what you say and say what you live, then there will be no level of authenticity that is lacking, and you can always be looking towards saying the truth. Then and only then can you look towards connecting with other people if you first understand yourself. So, if you're a person who might be struggling with necessarily the direction that they're heading in, I'd 100% suggesting where you talk to certain people, look within yourself, understand and break down your values, morals, beliefs, and rules that you have for yourself. It will make these decisions so much easier, especially when it comes to connecting with your people. And from there, you can look towards inspiring others, they can look towards looking up to you. Make sure you don't fall into the trap of only connecting with the people that have natural similar traits, whether it's age, interests, and so on and so on and so on. You want to look towards constantly having a diverse organization. Then and only then are you going to be well equipped for whatever situation comes up. Well, anyways, guys, that's it for the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Today we spoke about the law number 10, the law of connection. So, I highly suggest you don't stop there. We're still going to be continuing it. You'll notice that if you're following this video series, a lot of the other laws end up actually connecting with each other. So I highly suggest you look at the other ones. Specifically with this video would be the law of magnetism, because it allows you to basically fall in line with this one as surprisingly specifically numbered to make sure that they do fall into each other and they do make it easier to understand. But don't stop there whenever it comes to improvement. Look at the other videos that we have on the channel, putting yourself in a better position for success. I'll see you guys in the next one.